Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a TravelMole podcast. And today I'm talking to one of our technology suppliers in the industry. One of the factors that has been evident in the pandemic has been the emergence of new technology, helpful technology, and technology that should see us through to the future. And as you can see on screen now, I have a good friend of mine, Alistair Luxmore from Vamoos. Good morning, Alistair.
Hi, Aaron. How are you doing?
Not too bad. Alistair, Vamoos is an interesting name. What's the origins of it, and indeed, what are the origins of the company?
Yeah, no, it's a relatively new story. 5 or 6 years ago, I'm involved in many parts of travel. I'm actually I own a small hotel myself, and I also own a travel business, a tour operator. And I was initially looking for a solution for the tour operator that got all those travel documents that you stuff in that ubiquitous plastic wallet whenever you travel anywhere, your vouchers, your directions, your recommendations, and getting that on your device. So they're all in one place and links to your maps and everything like that. So that was very much the inspiration for the idea behind Vamoos. And the name itself, it's one of those brainstormings. Myself and my co-founder, we put our heads together. He came up with it. We managed, without spending too much money, to register it. But obviously, there's the Spanish word "vamos" for go, and that very much indicates the spirit of escaping, whether it's a long weekend somewhere or around the world trip. So we were very keen on it, and it served us well.
Very good. So the technology company Vamoos has come from essentially your ideas and your inspiration.
Yes, exactly. So it was my day-to-day work as a tour operator and a hotel owner that inspired it. And as with all these things, it didn't develop in quite the way we expected. We thought we were producing an app that would make people's holiday, their time abroad or their time staying in a hotel easier and more fun and exciting, and it definitely does that. But almost immediately after launch, we were getting back research that said, much to our surprise at the time, actually people use the app more before they go. It is part of the build-up to their trip and part of the anticipation. And that really took us back initially. We said, hang on, that's not what we were trying to create. We were trying to create something that you use while you're traveling. But what the research and the end users told us, absolutely, it is good for that. But where it really comes into their own is before you travel. I remember one end user telling me, look, I've had a terrible day at work. I'm coming home on the tube. That was in the days when we were allowed to commute, of course. And I get the app open and think, oh, sod my boss, this is what's happening to me in 2-3 weeks' time, and browse through the upcoming trip, and get into the planning of it. And I think that really sparked a thought that has driven us since that point, that in travel and in hospitality, we're not very good at building up the anticipation for the stay. We are very good at getting the booking in the first place and work very hard at beautiful marketing, lovely images, great social media. But as soon as people pay that deposit or make that commitment, we say thank you very much and move on. And I think that's something that, as a sector, we are missing. That gap between when they book and when they arrive, we should be using to build their excitement even higher. And not just more fun for the traveller, for the end user, but it's more revenue for us, because that excitement equals pre-booking of restaurants, deciding what you want to do on the spa, doing upgrades, and keeping that dialogue live from the point of booking to the point of arrival is absolutely crucial.
Okay, well, let's go into a little bit more substance, if you like, on the application. I book a holiday with you, Alistair Tour Limited. What happens from then?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, whether you've booked a holiday through a tour operator or you've booked directly with one of the hotels using Vamoos, it's fair. It's a similar process. So the way we encourage our customers to work is, as soon as someone's booked, they're excited about their trip or stay, and then immediately send them the app. So say, great news that you've booked. To get the most out of your upcoming visit, download this app and enter our code, and away you go. You've got all of that information there. So what that means is people then have all their travel documents. If they've got flights booked, they've got details of their flights, which includes real-time alerts as to what gate to come to, and those and all the information they need for that. And then it's it includes some really proper details. So for a hotel where they booked with a hotel, I'd say there are three key parts of it, the meaty parts of it. One, you get that room directory, which is usually a fairly grubby wallet or sheath of paper lying in the coffee table in your room when you arrive. But you get that information before you arrive, so you're able to start planning what you want to do, work out how you're going to use your time. The second is we have a great system of enabling our partners to show off things of local interest in the area. So there's both a list of points of interest, and then that links to the maps as well. So you can see what museums, what restaurants are recommended. And these are these aren't just a sort of list downloaded from the internet. These are a personal list of recommendations from our travel partners. And then I'd say the third key element is the messaging. If you've got the app, you've got the ability to communicate directly with your hotel or with your tour operator through a simple sort of chat style messaging system, and you can use that to optimize your stay, ask questions, make plans, get ready in advance, and keep that excitement building.
So the quality of the content with regard to what's on and what's nearby is down to the hotel or down to the tour operator.
Exactly, and we're providing a framework. I mean, you know how it is. You go to the hotel. You think, oh, I want to go out tonight, and you wander up to reception and say, oh, what restaurants you recommend, and you've got all that wonderful knowledge of them, the local staff, and indeed feedback from other guests. And we're saying, well, rather than, particularly in days when a lot of receptions are even closed at the moment, why not share that more broadly, allow people to have access to that so they're not asking the same questions over and over again. So just a quick write-up. And the beauty of it, making it digital rather than a printed room guide, is clearly if something changes, if a restaurant closes or the chef goes downhill, then it's seconds to sort of update it or even remove it completely and add a new one. And particularly relevant in these times when a lot of places are public access is restricted, you can literally do a sort of a pretty well real-time COVID update on what's going on in your area.
Okay, so your market from a Vamoos point of view are hotels and tour operators. That's basically it, is it?
Yeah, exactly. And so the initial product Vamoos was targeted originally at tour operators and travel agents. But then about a year ago, we started, basically the feedback from our travelers was saying, look, we absolutely love Vamoos for our holidays, but why can't we have hotel information when we arrive as well? We thought, well, that makes a lot of sense. So I say just over a year ago, we started working on a hotel version of the app that has all the information you need. And we had a bit of I hesitate to say it, but lucky break in that we launched it in June this year, a few weeks before the grand reopening for hotels in the UK and in many other countries, and we were a bit lucky there. We had a product that was absolutely perfect to help people reopen after the initial lockdowns, and so got a lot of interest and a lot of properties signed up and running very, very quickly within a few weeks. And we're very proud that our system. If a hotel calls us up in the morning, by lunchtime, we can have them sending the app out to their customers. It's a super simple, fast setup, and they've almost invariably got all the material they use already, just on Word documents or files and photos and things. So it's a very simple system to get up and running super fast.
Good. It has, whilst we've gone back in the UK, certainly in England, and to varying degrees of the rest of the United Kingdom into lockdown, has that in some respects enhanced your prospects for selling because hotels are looking at more efficient ways and to be more competitive?
Yeah, no, I think there's definitely a bit of a correlation between, when in the June period just before the reopening in the UK and other countries as well, there was a lot of interest. Then suddenly everyone got very busy with the influx of guests, which is fantastic news. And clearly their focus was on dealing with those guests rather than looking at new systems. And so that cycle sort of comes, definitely comes and goes. And I think the beauty of it is this is obviously not just a solution for pandemic times. That this is about improving service in general. regardless of whether there are restrictions or not. And so it's an ongoing process, and the COVID has given us a bit of a nudge in the right direction, which we've been fortunate with our timing.
So this is an application, obviously not just for the UK. This is for anybody in the world could presumably use this, because there's nothing, by the sound of it, particularly proprietary about it. Where is Vamoos based? Where's the software written? Where's your support? Is it in the UK or is it overseas?
It is. Yep. No, our core team is in the UK. I mean, we have specialist developers based all around the world that help us do bits of it. But the core tech team and commercial team are based in the UK. But we, all of our customers, I think we have customers in 35 countries. I think at the last count, and travellers. I think if you look at a map of where Vamoos use, we're well into the top 160, 170 countries. In that sense, it is clearly by definition, a travel app is an international app, and so we're an international brand. So we're UK based, but the app is used and we market all over the world.
So just to make sure I've got it right, so we can make sure that our listeners have got it right.
Sure.
As I understand it, the Vamoos is in effect a virtual wallet with a compendium of information around it.
You can call it that, absolutely. Yes, it's I think more a virtual travel folder than a wallet, I would say. But yes, no, that's what it is. But then it has that core information, but then links out to other systems like the flight alerts, for example, where it links into the international flight information system, so you get real-time info on any changes and things. And similarly with the weather systems, we link into the weather forecasts, and the mapping is obviously also coming from external sources. So it's bringing together all these bits that you need for travel and putting them in one place in the palm of your hand.
Good. Well, it sounds a very comprehensive system, and I wish you the very, very best of luck in the marketing of it. I mean, from a holidaymaker's perspective, it sounds ideal. You get everything in one place, and as you say, you can start to get excited about your holiday before you go. So that's excellent. Alistair, thank you very much for your time, and I hope to see you soon.
Thank you, Graham.
Cheers.
Bye for now.